Time is money, so spend yours listening to me talk about things that are important to me and my people.
Time is money.
Hello and welcome to Maya's Minutes. If you've listened to the last little episode, I can't even call that an episode, that's just a sound bite by my books. If you've listened to that, you'll know what's coming. These are the Trimester 1 vlogs that I have now made into a podcast for your enjoyment. And it is just day by day me vlogging about my experience in Trimester 1. I hope you find it interesting. I hope you enjoy. If you're listening and you are in Trimester 1 of your pregnancy or further down the line, this is helpful to you, entertaining, fun, something to make you smile, because those early weeks are tough. Or if you've got a friend that this might be good for, please share it on. Remember, now more than ever, I need Maya's Minutes to be global, viral, the works. I don't want to go back to work after mat leave, and I need money. So let's try and get this podcast off the ground so I don't have to. Thank you. I shouldn't have to say this, but I feel like in this climate I do. The thoughts and views shared in the following podcast are mine and mine only. I'm not a doctor. If you're experiencing anything untoward in Trimester 1 of your pregnancy or just in your life, please consult a medical professional. Happy listening.
It feels so weird doing this because it's still a secret, like we haven't even told our parents. But the day before we went on holiday, took a test. Turns out I'm pregnant. And what is up with doctors and the entire maternity industry counting how pregnant you are based on when your last period was? Like, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm a cycle tracking girly. I've been knowing when I got pregnant, the day, the time, the minute. So it's confusing because the app tells me that I'm like 7 weeks. Because when I took the pregnancy test, it said I was 2 to 3 weeks pregnant. But I don't know. It's hard to know for me how far along I am. But all I can say is today has been hard. Nausea, tiredness, can't concentrate. I should also mention it's 33 degrees. And you know what else I thought as well? People who don't know they're pregnant, how is that possible? I have felt, from the minute we took the test, I felt so nauseous anytime we're in motion. I haven't been that bad because when we're not in motion I'm fine. But if I'm in a car, like even the plane was a bit, like I haven't got on a tube or train yet since being back from holiday, but I'm scared because I don't know how I'm going to be. But yeah, today got me. I went gym, and then I've noticed for me, the sickness or the nausea is so linked to being hungry. As soon as I wake up, I am starving. Like, nothing can help me. Normally, I can wake up, except if I'm on my period or like just before, but normally for the other 3 weeks of the month, I can wake up, I can go gym, I can do like an hour or two of something before I need to eat. Not anymore. As soon as I wake up, I am so starving that I actually feel like if I don't eat right now, I'm gonna throw up. That's how bad it is. And then every 3 hours, same feeling. So I was on the phone to Kazim earlier, and I started gagging because I felt so sick. So after gym, and we came up with a plan, which is that every 3 hours I need to eat something. Before I go gym, I definitely need to eat something, even if I had breakfast. If it's been like an hour or so after breakfast, have a slice of toast, something small. So I've just went to the shop and got stuff for dinner, but I also picked up like little things that I think might be like little bites I can have. But I need to get some real bars in this bitch, but I just despise paying for that stuff when I can get it from work for free. I don't work at Google, but they try with the snacks. Lying in bed on a Tuesday, feel shit, woke up, plan to go gym, plan to go tennis, plan to be productive. My back hurts as well. I feel like that's because of deadlifts. I haven't told Kazim that's why, because he's just gonna start. This is another thing as well. I'm like whispering right now because he's being great and he's the best, but it is a bit much. I'm a very independent girl, and when I do finally share this content. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe I should start doing dates on everything as well. He doesn't know because A, he's not a woman, and B, he actually has a surprisingly low exposure to anything baby related. You don't know the first trimester was 3 months. He's like, 3 months? Every trimester 3 months? He didn't know. And just like basic things he doesn't know. So he does stuff like Google, like, is it okay to do this? Is it okay to do that? Which is cute, but Google's going to say no to everything. Do you know what I mean? So we've got our first appointment end of this month, and I said to him, when we go, I don't need you saying to the midwife, she goes tennis, she does this, is that okay? Is that okay? Because there is very low understanding about female anatomy, period. Fertility alone isn't really understood. Anything to do with women isn't understood. We don't even know like the root cause of fibroids. Like, they don't really get it. Historically, women are not diagnosed properly or well, especially if you're a woman of colour. So she's just gonna say, no, avoid everything, rest, this, that, and it's like she's not taking into account I'm a very active person. I've been going gym every day for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Like, I can't just not do anything because that's going to be more of a shock to my body than if I was to carry on doing stuff. Obviously I adapt and I, change, but just mindful of that. Also, my nipples are in so much pain. So yesterday I was in quite a bit of pain, bloated, and I've been bloated for like since day one, but like more bloated. Cramps, the cramps. I'm like, I thought I was supposed to not be having a period. That's what this is. Like, you get pregnant, you don't get periods. Why have I got cramps every day? Googled it, it's normal. I spoke to a few people, it's normal, annoyingly. Work has just gone out the window, like it's optional at this point. But I even said to my project manager on my project, like, I'm pregnant and this nausea thing is kicking my ass. I look at a screen too long, I feel sick. So what are we doing? He was so understanding, so supportive. His wife's actually pregnant at the moment. I think she's his wife. I think she might be his partner, girlfriend, long term, whatever. So he was like, oh, that's so exciting, blah, blah, blah. And it's cute, people say it's exciting, but it's like, I really don't feel happy and excited at the moment. I'm just like trying to get through every day, which sounds really dramatic. Not mentally, just physically. I drove to Pilates and I didn't get motion sickness, but thus far, when I've been in the passenger seat, I've been feeling so sick. Like in Portugal, every time we got in the car, I literally had to sleep because that was the only way I could be okay. I listened to my first hypnobirthing recording, which I was supposed to listen to one that my friend sent me, but you needed to request access on a Google Drive, and I only opened it like 12 at night, so she's obviously not going to see that. So I just found one on YouTube, which was good, and I understand the sentiment, and I'm really going to try, like she said, to listen every day so that my body gets into relaxation when it hears it, and that way when I'm in labour, my body does the same thing. And yeah, I feel a bit alright today. Like, I don't feel the cramps instantly. It's usually after I eat though. And I didn't do a porridge yogurt chia overnight oats thing, which I did do for myself the day before, because I don't know if I'll be in the mood for that. That's the only thing. Like, I'm such a meal prep girly, not usually for breakfast but everything, and because you feel so sick by everything you see, you can't do that because it could, like, I've got food in the fridge that I made yesterday, that like leftover. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat it because I would just be sickened by it. Do you know what I mean? I know they said that like the first trimester is hard, but I thought hard as in like you have a week or two of feeling sick in the morning, fine. I didn't think it meant every day you felt sick, every time you move and eat, the combination just fucks with you. You can't get on public transport or in a car because of the motion sickness. I didn't think it meant all of that. I just thought, I feel a bit sick. But I think the reason we don't get that feedback is because I've heard that as soon as you enter second trimester, which you guys will see because I will record it like I'm doing every day, and I hope at some point to get Kazim into some of them because he can give like his male perspective. It's been really sweet, bless him, but like I said, it's a bit overbearing some days because it's like I still just want to live my life. Like, I'm not the kind of person, some girls would thrive with a partner like Kazim, and obviously I do thrive, but I mean particularly the way that he's his attachment style is like, he likes to check in a lot, he likes to call me a lot, he's big on that. I am like because I'm so secure that I'm like, I know you'll be there when I get home. I know I'll chat to you tomorrow. Whereas he needs a bit of reassurance. He's always like calling me, checking in, whatever. Beautiful, but for me it's a bit much. So now imagine that now when I'm carrying you through the roof. I'll go gym, he knows I'll be roughly an hour. I'm longer than an hour, he's calling me. He like thinks I'm dead. It's lovely, but it's a bit much, especially because I'm trying to actually navigate this whole new thing myself and be okay, and it's like, oh. But then at the same time, when there's nights, like there was yesterday, when I felt so sick and so shit, and he just rubbed my back, I just thought, how do girls do this without a person? Because, okay, yeah, we hear all about like, how do single mums do it, which, like, you know, I'm yet to even fathom, really. But how do girls do it without a partner for pregnancy? Gonna really try and make today productive because I need to do some work. Honestly, I've done fuck all. So I woke up, felt fine, had my meeting, made breakfast, all good. Go toilet, had a really strange pain in my bum, as if I'd been like really tensely, as if I was constipated, pushing really hard. And this was like a pain afterwards. Wipe, blood. And I'm like, wipe again. I'm on a meeting, by the way, obviously camera off and whatever, but like I couldn't hold the toilet, so I'd gone during the meeting, instantly leave the meeting, wipe, blood, wipe again, blood. And I'm like, and it's like third day of period kind of blood, so it's like a dark crimson colour, but it's like coming out. So I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I literally blinked thinking, is this a dream? Because this is like a nightmare. So I was like, oh my god, what does this mean? Oh my god, oh my god. Kazim's on a call in the living room. So I come out of the toilet and I just look at him and I go like this, I was like that, and he was like, I'm gonna have to go, sorry, it's an emergency. Hangs up, comes over to me. I show him. As soon as I show him, I get this urge to vomited. Haven't vomited this whole time. I felt nauseous, but I haven't actually vomited. Like, it's alright, get it out, it's fine, don't worry, blah, blah. I'm just like, oh my god, what's happened? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? What have I done? He's like, don't worry, you're fine. He said all the right things, bless him, but I could see he was really shaken as well. Called my doctor. They're up again, by the way. No good. Called his doctor, also I'm not registered with them, no good. Called 111, actually really good. And they were just like, someone's going to call you in 2 hours. Please keep anything, if you start clotting, keep it because it will need to be tested. Can you please put a pad on so we can... Right, so I can't remember where I got up to yesterday because Kazim walked in and I was just like, yeah, I was having a shit day anyway. I thought, I'm not going to carry on. So woke up today very somber, very like, oh god, because after I was going to say hung up, but after I finished recording here, I spoke to Leela from Better Births, and I've been trying to get hold of her for ages to tell her that I was just pregnant, period, because I want to do a home birth and stuff, and I know that she has like good services to support me with that and mainly convince Kazim. So by the time we got in contact, I'd had this bleed thing. So I called her yesterday. I was like, I called you originally to tell you that I'm pregnant. She was like, but she's so smart because she was like, and now? And I was like, I'm still pregnant, but had this bleed, etc. And she was just like, okay. And then I was like, obviously really panicked, really scared. She was just so useful and good and amazing. And by the time this comes out though, or I put this, I don't know where, I would have had the baby. So I don't know what I did with her, but I'm sure I did something. And if I haven't, it's not because I don't think there's anything good there. It was just because I didn't need to or whatever. But if you're an expectant mother, that's the kind of people you need in your pocket. She basically said, it sounds like it could be something called a subchorionic hematoma, I think that's what she said, which is basically where it's a bleed that is not related to the baby. It just happens in pregnancy sometimes when the baby implants, especially if it's your first pregnancy. It's nothing to worry about, but you do need to keep an eye on it, and that's just it basically. And she was just like, but it could be because you're early that you could go there and they do a scan and there's no heartbeat, and they may say there's no heartbeat and there is a pregnancy stack, so we can remove the pregnancy stack and put an end to this whole thing. And she was like, refuse that. Oh fuck, it's like Kazim only wants to call me when I record. So she was like, if there's no heartbeat, they may try and remove everything, don't let them do that. So you're going to come back in a week, come for another scan, because if you are having a miscarriage, it may be that your body naturally does its thing, or that you aren't having a miscarriage and in a week there is a heartbeat. It was like, your dates could be a bit wrong and you actually might be further along and therefore you will have a heartbeat. Anyway, so that was in my head, so I was terrified. So when I woke up this morning, and all last night I was preparing myself, lots of conversations with me and Kazim, like, you know, whatever, etc., we're going to be all right. Anyway, went there, and because it's so early, she did a vaginal scan rather than an ultrasound, which I was happy about, because I was hesitant of even having a scan, period, because I didn't want it to harm the unborn child. So she'd done the scan, everything looked normal, and then she was like, yep, there's the baby and there's the heartbeat. I started crying because he was unmoved, which I can't believe because he's actually quite emotional, especially about this kind of stuff, but I guess he was moved in his own way. And I was like, okay. And she was like, there is a bleed though, which is definitely that subchoriary thing that Leela said, and keep an eye on that. No strenuous activity whilst that's still happening, even if you're just wiping and there's a little bit of blood, which it is what it's been for me. Still, don't do anything that's going to cause it. Sex, strenuous activity, weightlifting, nothing. So I was like, great. I said, how long? And she was like, just monitor it. But I said to Kazim, I'm giving it like a couple days, and if I see no sign, then I'm going to live my life, because I can't not. I'm going to be responsible. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Fucking hell. I think it's good that I'm doing this every day, because I don't know how I'm going to feel day to day. So when I look back on this, it's going to be surprising. But yeah, I think it should be more normalized to see blood in pregnancy. When I saw it, I went straight to the worst thought, and obviously it can sometimes be that, so that's why I went there, but it can also sometimes not be, and we need to talk about that more. And shall I show you the little... No, I'm not going to show you. I'm going to show you. So that is the baby, 9mm, fucking tiny. But yeah, I'm 7 weeks and 2 days. Thought I was only 5 weeks. She did the scan and she was like, 6 weeks, 6 days, my love, which is mad. So that means next Monday, I'm 8 weeks. Crazy. Every 2 hours I eat something, which is strange because I think I've said already, I'm a 3 meals a day girl. I don't snack, so that's hard for me. But, you know, and then the woman, when she gave me the scan, she also said, you need to have a lot of fibre, roughage. So I was like, cool, easy. Been very conscious about that. I always thought that like, when I'm pregnant, I'm going to be hungry 24/7. I'm going to want the like dirtiest of dirt food. And yeah, but I haven't felt like that. And every time I'm like, I could do with some chocolate, or I could do, just because, not because I actually like need it, because I'm like low in energy or anything, but because I just fancy it. I'm like, but do I want this little and get a taste for sugar so young? Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of time for that. So yeah, I've been really mindful. This week, first day of the week, went into the office, put provisions in, made sure I woke up, had breakfast first. There's no more like just risking things, you know what I mean? Like before, I live in such a non-risky measured way, but risky for me is like not having breakfast when I get up and then making sure I have breakfast when I get to work. Can't do that anymore. I have to wake up early. If it means going in later, I'm going in later, because I need to make sure I've got my breath in. Do you know what I mean? No cycling, which has been hard. And today's the first time I'm going to the gym, but I'm not doing any weights. I'm literally just doing some body weight stuff. And then I reckon if I've not seen any blood by Friday, then I'm gonna ease myself back into gym properly, like lifting and stuff, so I can be in tip-top condition. Because I keep reminding Kazim, it's not just about, you know, training from the perspective of body, it's from making myself feel better, keeping myself positive, grounded, and having the strength for this actual ordeal. It's a massive ordeal on the body, so you need to have the strength for that. Going in the office yesterday, when I went toilet, I wiped and there was blood. So again, like third day period, not like flowing, but still. Obviously totally calm this time because I know what it is and I know what to do. Weirdly, I had some Vimto, which is strange for me because my drink of choice, not even pretending, is normally water. But for some reason, recently, when it hit summer, I was like, I'm going to do with some Vimto. And I had some of my mum's, probably about 2 weeks ago. And I was like, So I bought some, and then the first time I started bleeding, I think the night before I'd had Vimto, and then yesterday I had Vimto, and then when I went to the toilet I wiped, there was blood. So I'm not sure there's any link, but maybe there is. I googled it, what to avoid for subchorionic hematoma. Obviously there's nothing. Why would there be? Something that affects women, who cares? So that was disheartening. I just sent a quick email just to say, like, they told me when I went there, if you're changing a pad every hour, but there's that much blood and you are passing clots bigger or the size of 50p, shout us. Anything under that, monitor it. I don't even really expect them to reply, but in those situations you feel powerless, so you just want to do something. Obviously it goes without saying, I cancelled Pilates because the day before yesterday I chanced a gym sesh. I thought I'll be good. And I don't think it was necessarily a gym sesh. I actually just think, like she said, there's blood there and it may or may not be absorbed by your body or come out of you. And that's it. So I don't really subscribe to it's because I walked far, it's because I did this, it's because also I've got to honour the type of lifestyle I lead. I'm a very active person, so my body is quite used to the movement. But when I went to gym, I didn't even lift any weights. I literally just did some bodyweight stuff. So yeah, but because of that successful gym trip, I thought, oh, I'm back now. So I booked Pilates for yesterday. I wasn't crazy though, because normally I go gym and Pilates. I was like, no, let me just go Pilates. And then obviously I saw blood, so I cancelled Pilates. 7 weeks and 5 days. Not feeling the best in terms of confidence. You're talking to a person who would go gym in the morning, tennis at lunch and Pilates in the evening, and to be stripped back to literally just walking is hard. It's not just for the physical, for the mental as well. So also carnival, we usually go with Kazim, it's really fun, we just have a good day, or even 2 days most years. This year the thought of getting on that tube with that many people crammed against me is just unthinkable. If I could just like get on a plane and land there, fine, but it's the journey to and from that I'm like, yeah, I just don't think I can, which is so sad because, as we know, I'm not one to struggle with FOMO, but that one's going to hit me. Not really having any physical issues at the moment, which is really good. So I've not been bleeding, I've not been having much nausea, I'm really bloated. It looks like I've got a gut, like a little beer belly, just fupa. I've alluded to it a few times, you know, my body's changing and I've been a bit bloated and stuff like that, but you haven't really seen what I'm dealing with. This is my stomach. I'm not far gone enough for there to be a bump. This is not a bump. But even before I found out I was pregnant, I've been dealing with this. It is pure bloat. I don't know how to explain it. I've been eating less than normal. It's the bit in front of your uterus, which when you're in a period really bloats. When I went to the appointment, I was like, mate, I'm really bloated, is that like? And she was just like, yeah, because what it is, your uterus is growing. And I was like, oh, I was hoping you'd tell me something different than Google. When I like bend or do anything, I'm burping, it feels so weird because there's all of this that I'm now carrying, and this isn't even the bump, so I can't even fathom. Anyway, it's all really messing with me that I can't go gym and stuff. I was saying to my friend, like, for so long I've been in gym, I've been exercising, fitness, changing my brain chemistry to make movement my way of making myself feel good. So I've been spared the body image issues that a lot of women speak about. When a lot of women are like, oh, that bit of fluff and I hate my legs and my cellulite, all that kind of stuff, I was so immune to it because even if I didn't feel 100% of my body, I was always so confident that like, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to make it happen, and I can. Whereas now it's hard because that's been like robbed of me. I can't just go to the gym and make it happen. And also this other byproduct of working out and training is your mental health, and you feel good and you release endorphins and everything's great, and I can't really get that at the moment. I don't know how to get it, and my friend recommended really useful, which is it would help me to read about what's changing in my body at the moment, what my body's actually doing, and that would actually make me be like, oh, do you know what? Fair enough, fair play to it. I get why it's not letting you go gym, so I'm gonna do that. And also another part of it is like the way I show love, the way I love on myself is by going to the gym, exercising, being active, movement, like I said. And again, I can't really do that, so I don't really know how to love on myself if I'm not doing that. Part of the reason I was so happy and excited to go into pregnancy was because I was like, what's going to change in my life? I will still to go gym, I'll still get to play tennis, I'll still get to do all the things I love doing. And it's hard that I haven't been able to do that, but it's temporary. I've heard from enough women to believe it's true that when you hit the 12-week mark, you start to feel better, you get your energy back. And it's hard as well because like, even though I've got all these wants to go to the gym and do stuff and active, generally, you know, be active, like an hour on my feet. Today, I recorded a podcast in the morning, 2 hours, came home very briefly, went back out, went home, chilled for a bit, then I'm back out again for my friend's hen do. This is finishing me off, but like my eyes are already heavy with tiredness. So it's weird because even though you want to do something, your body's just betraying you, so it's hard. Today is also the anniversary of my uncle's death. 2 years today. I was really close to him and he was a big part of my life. One of the few very good male role models I had. So his death really hit me hard. I hurt our whole family hard, but it's weird that when someone close to you dies, days or times that are quite happy have a new meaning to them. So like, obviously it's sad, it's the anniversary of his death, but at the end of the day, it's a day. Do you know what I mean? I think about him all the time. I'm not going to be sadder today than I would be any other day because today's just the day that it happened. But I feel like the reason I've been so sad today is because this is this amazing thing happening in my life and he's not here. And like, he would have been a person I would have loved to introduce my kids to. Do you know what I mean? Like he was, in my eyes, such a good parent, such a good uncle, such a good adult, and it's really sad. So yeah, that's something else. When you are pregnant, you are more emotional than normal, and you are also always thinking, like every day I'm thinking about like, oh, when they get here I'm going to do this and we're going to do that, and now how's it going to be with this and stuff like that. So it's weird that things hit you a bit differently. The other thing as well, I find myself struggling to reach out to my friends because this is the biggest thing on my mind. And if I'm not telling the friend this, then I don't really want to talk to you because I don't trust myself to not say anything. Also, we can't ignore my boobs are huge. They were already quite big, and this is just like, they've surpassed how big they get when they're near my period. Period boobs for me are ginormous. This is bigger than that. So they're only going to get bigger, which is hard. I don't know if I gave an update, but when I bought this, because my friend's hen do is nudes and browns, which is very inconvenient for me, I went in the changing room obviously and saw myself, and I just like hated it, and I just felt so uncomfortable. I do feel really uncomfortable. I don't feel like myself. I don't feel sexy. I don't feel fit, strong, none of these things. So it's hard. It is hard. It's getting to me. What's up? 8 weeks today. Carnival day 1. Can't go. Am I sad? Yeah. Have I accepted this as my first sacrifice as a mother? Yes. Do people look at that and think, what's she going on about? It's not a big deal. Yes. Do they know anything? No. For Miranda to have a good vent. This is hard, man. By the way, I'm 8 weeks in a day today. The time I'm in at the moment doesn't really feel like I'm pregnant. It just feels like it's a thing we've told ourselves, and like people are going along with it. That's literally how it feels, because there's no sign of it. My boobs hurt, yes, but that could just be a period. I'm bloated, yes, but that could just be some dairy. There's nothing tangible to show me you've got a ute on the way. Therefore, I'm being quite hard on myself and struggling with the whole not being able to work out. I went gym yesterday, and then when I came back and I peed and I wiped, there was blood. Obviously Kazim was through the roof angry. What the hell are you doing? They told you not to exercise, they told you not to this, they told you not to that. And I was trying to explain to him, not very well. I know they said that, but they're giving that advice as a blanket to women who, you know, I don't know what my birth will end up like. By the time this is available, we'll all know. But as of now, I'm aiming for a home, all natural birth. Kazim is not on board with that, and I'm just hoping that by the time we get round to it, he will be converted. Before I was very much like, I need him on side, so I will forfeit what I want, really, so that I have him on side. But every day that gets closer, I'm like, this is what I really want, and he's gonna have to just be okay with it. So I don't know, I flip forward and back. When I'm really happy with Kazim and I think, oh, he's melting my heart, I'm like, yes, I will compromise. When I think, you fucking cunt, you put me in this position, I think no. And right now I'm teetering. Earlier today he said to me, by the way, I've noticed that you're eating a lot more than normal. And the reason it really screwed with me more than normal is because we told his mum yesterday, obviously she's overjoyed, and she was really vocal. Very lucky with his mum, she is very good with supporting me and being very neutral and not running to her son's side, which I'm really lucky about. So she was explaining to Kazim, the things that are happening to me right now and the hormonal changes I'm going through make me appear crazy because I'm flying off the handles over small things. She was explaining to him, you need to watch how you talk to and around Maya. You need to really be there for her, and you need to understand that how you react is going to be affecting her and therefore what she's carrying. So why would this man think it was appropriate, that's a child, man, appropriate to comment on how much I'm eating? I've no idea. And he's like, you know, like in the early stages of pregnancy, you don't really need to eat that much. And the reason is because I don't want to be eating as much as I'm eating. I really don't. I'm struggling with the fact that I'm not being able to go to the gym and like burn it off. Not because I'm worried about getting fat or anything like that. It's more that I'm not used to being as bloated and having this big like weight on my stomach, making things harder for me. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to my body feeling as weak. A major reason I want to go to the gym and work out is because I understand very wholly and completely the extent of the pressure and burden on your body when you are birthing another human. So I want to be strong for that. And he thinks that I want to go gym because I'm worried about being fat, and it's like, it's so night and day. I've been in a bad place, and then for him to comment on the food I eat, just the amount really pushed me over the edge. But then before everyone starts being like, he's a man, and unfortunately as understanding as they are and as they can be, and I have hit gold with my boyfriend, he's amazing, he's still a man. And this is something that is happening in my body to me that I can't really explain, put into words or articulate when it's happening in the moment, and he's just watching. So it is quite hard for them to support you, but they should know not to say stuff like that. The point I was making earlier about the NHS and the care advice they give, I'm not a believer that everything the NHS says and does is the best for my body. Medicine in general is built and tested and supportive of white male bodies, definitely not women of colour, and definitely not women who don't fit normal standards. Like, I'm a very conditioned, strong, athletic, fit person, so them saying to me you can't exercise for a couple of weeks, they're not going to understand the effect that has, versus saying that to somebody who probably didn't exercise already. So they're just like, oh yeah, sure, why would I exercise anyway, I'm pregnant now. So it's hard, and they don't tailor their advice based on who they're speaking to, and that's hard. Anyway, his mum was saying I need to go on a walk a day minimum and make that my time to just love on myself. So that is what I'm trying to do, and I'll keep you posted with the next installment.